larger issue here, we've seen it particularly in Wisconsin, but across the country, is younger voters.
Republican politicians do their best to take your rights away, but gosh, if it just weren't for those young voters voting by and large liberally. Republican Representative Scott Walker wants you to stop voting for all these progressives. When you keep putting these progressives in office, it makes it really hard for us to take away all your rights and roll back all your rights because our guys are supposed to do that in office.
In Wisconsin last fall, we saw about a 40-point margin that younger voters gave to the Democrats running for Senate and governor. We saw similar margins in Pennsylvania. Part of the reason why you have John Fetterman in the U.S. Senate.
Hey, maybe you just have a hard time connecting with the younger voter base. Maybe if your Twitter wasn't absolutely filled with just Bible verses and pictures of your Savior nailed to a cross. I mean, I don't know. If that's how you want to remember him, that's how you want to remember him. I think there were other moments that were pretty neat with Jesus, but you keep on doing you. But that could be, a little bit as to why you're not connecting with the younger voters.
In Arizona and Georgia and elsewhere, and just this week in Wisconsin, we don't yet know the numbers by age, but we do know that Dane County, which is where the University of Wisconsin's flagship campus is at, about 50,000 students are enrolled there. Dane County cast more ballots in the race for the Supreme Court than the largest county in the state, Milwaukee County. And in Dane County, 82% of those votes went for the radical. And so unless we turn young people around, and it's not as simple as one campaign ad or some sort of a coalition, this is years of liberal indoctrination coming home to roost, and we've got to turn it around if we're going to win again.
Indoctrination, aka I went to college and met people who aren't exactly like me and developed empathy for said people. And I know it seems futile, but this is why it is so important that you continue to vote. Get registered to vote, go out to vote in the midterms, not just the primary. Vote every single time it is possible because it's actually working and it's preventing people like this from rolling back your rights even more than they already have. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Whenever the right talks about the left doing something, it's because the right is already doing it. They talk about the left indoctrinating kids and indoctrinating young people because guess what? That's what they're already trying to do.
America is under siege. We see it on our campuses and in our culture. The left started its takeover of our colleges and culture over a half-century ago. And the new administration is working to take over everything we hold dear. That's why, as the new president of Young America's Foundation, we're launching The Long Game. The Long Game is a bold plan that will invest in our young people for generations to come. William F. Buckley invested in education. Ronald Reagan fought at Berkeley, and I stood up against 100,000 protesters in defense of freedom.
William Buckley and Ronald Reagan are this man's idols as he portrays himself fighting against women's rights, Black Lives Matter, anything that actually makes a difference. So young voters, be sure to get out and vote in every possible election. Do actions need to be taken aside from voting? Yes. Voting is clearly still very important. I know sometimes it can feel useless because sometimes I have felt like it's useless, but I guarantee you it is not. It keeps people from getting into office who would roll back even more of your rights. Thank you so much for watching. If you got something out of this video, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube to share the video with other people. Consider subscribing to The Breakdown if you haven't already for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.